So a few days ago, on the community tab of my YouTube channel, I invited people or my community to give me their suggestions, ideas, feedback, topics, and including say whatever you like, good, bad, ugly, say whatever you like, because I put the settings as you can remain anonymous. Okay, so you don't have to tell me who you are. So obviously that encourages people to speak their mind out unafraid. I was expecting, to be honest, I'm being honest with you, especially when you say you can be anonymous, people will generally spew whatever they have inside. And sometimes it can be very, very dark. It can be pretty sinister. To my surprise, out of, let's say, 100 comments, 100 people who put their comments, 100 into 3 questions, 300, 300 answers, I got very few, very, very few negative comments. And I'm not talking the silly ones like, improve your content or this and that. We're talking of trying to get personal about my daughter or my wife or about me. People try. They think, when you're dealing with small, immature minds, children as I call them, they think if I give bad words to his wife or his daughter, or I speak on their private parts, he's going to feel, For me, you talk about the vagina, you talk of the bum hole, you talk of sweaty pubic hair, you talk, it's like talking to children, like when you're in school, hey, your mother is like this, your father. And our Indian folks, whenever they want to give bad words, it's always, they'll give maa ki, your mother's, whatever, your father's, your daughter's. And then obviously they try to be as sexual as possible. They try to get creative, but when you hear all the bad words over the period of time, it's more or less the same. How creative can you get? Okay. So now what happened is, it just struck me that out of all these comments, the negative one is the one I was actually searching for, the negative one. That was the first funny thing. And the second funny thing was, when I shared this with one of my kind of friend, client, we have known each other for many years, I read to him the stuff that was put bad. Obviously, I don't want to mention all the good stuff. I told him, see, this is what they put. The minute I shared that with him, he was completely disturbed. Hey man, you need to call the police. How the hell they can talk like this? Your daughter, she's only 4 years old. He went berserk. I had to calm him down. I told him, hey, listen, just relax. It's okay. It's just an opinion. It's just a comment. You don't have to take it so serious. But he was completely agitated. Okay, very, very badly. He was very badly disturbed, and disturbed to the extent where, he didn't stop even after the conversation. He sent me, man, this is so wrong. And because he's close to me, he kind of took it personally. Now, to change his mind, I told him some good comments, some really touching, heartwarming comments. But now here's a strange thing. Even though I told him the good comments, even though I told him the very positive stuff, even though I showed him some really positive recommendations, I literally turned my iPhone around to show him. And I copy-pasted some on the WhatsApp and I sent it to him. He didn't bother to look at that. He was only talking to me about the negative comment. Now, if you actually look at it, see the psychology. Me, when I got the comments, I was very curious about the negative comments. Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that positive comments don't mean anything much. But given the fact that I'm a content creator and I get lots of people who thank me for my service over the years because I give them content for free. Okay, and I give them genuinely. So there are some really heartfelt, warm, touching statements that remain with you for the rest of your life, from a child who is dying to a family that got saved to a child that didn't want to study but today is studying, all that. So those really touch your heart. And people who have followed me, some of them for 15 years, saying that, you know, how they followed me from a very young age, it's really touching on these. The rest are like, man, love your content, this and that. Those are generic. But given the fact that I read so many of the negative comments, positive comments, I sometimes like to see the negative comments. Some of them are really worthwhile in the sense they help me improve. Like, hey man, this content, this video was boring, this thing, you're talking crap, you need to change this content, this information was wrong. I genuinely, seriously, I appreciate. I call them constructive criticism and I take it on my stride. There are some people who get personal. They say, hey, you son of a this and that, and hey, you piece of shit, what the hell are you talking about that? And they're right, but the manner in which they communicate is very questionable. It's like they wouldn't speak the same way if they were face to face. But there they can talk whatever. But then after all these, there are the really dark ones where they focus on your daughter, your wife, your family, mother, father, anyway. For me, God, anyway, I don't believe. So they try to target my wife and my child. Okay, so it's not that I'm searching for the ones that insult my wife and my daughter. But yes, I do search for the negative ones because they stand out in the head. And like I told you, when I shared it with my friend and client, I mean, even though I told him the 10 good ones, he only remembered the bad ones. Now, here's my question to you. Do you have the same problem? Like someone gives you 10 compliments, but then they say one bad thing, and you remember that bad thing for the rest of your life. Or have you considered this in society? 10 years, you can do very good things for people. You can give charity, you can help the poor, you can help your friend, you can give money for free, you can pay for people's education, everything you can do. But one incident, maybe you had an affair, maybe you cheated someone, maybe you got caught, maybe drinking or something. People generally remember the one bad thing. They will never forget it. In fact, whether you're talking of the corporate world, in your office, 10 years, you achieve greatness, everyone wants to associate with you. One day you did something wrong, everyone talks about it. Nobody forgets. But they'll forget all the 10 years of service. In fact, many a times, 10 years you can be an outstanding contributor and achieve your targets. Maybe 1 year you don't achieve any of the target, they'll replace you. They'll say, we're paying you money, it's not for free. So what I've realized now, it's the human psychology. I don't know what it is, what is the term, or if you know the term, you can put it down below. But we as human beings now, we remember the bad. And we notice the good, but we forget it. Like a very simple experiment. You do good for someone, they'll be thankful to you, they'll catch your hand, they'll catch your leg, they'll say thank you, and they'll cry and sob and say, I love you forever. When you do good. But then after a few days, weeks or months, that gratitude is gone. That feeling is gone. And now they don't remember it. But you try to do something bad. Oh, you can even after 5 years. You remember what you did? They may not want to take revenge, but they don't forget it. So, I don't know whether we as human beings, we should be the type who only do good and, like be hyper focused about never to do any mistakes or never do anything bad. But I can tell you this much, that the bad moments, the embarrassing moments, like for example, if I were to ask you, what is the most embarrassing sexual thing that you've done? Most embarrassing. 100 out of 100 times, I can assure you, people immediately, it is at the tip of their tongue. They just know it. Oh shit, man, don't, bloody hell, oh, that, I did that. On the other hand, if you ask them, what is the most wonderful time you ever had with the one you love, or they'll go, oh, yeah. They'll be thinking. Funny, no, how it is? So, I think I've just realized that is human psychology. That is how people are. I think the main important thing is, yes, we can't avoid this, but we can at least be aware of it and not forget it. Because awareness is the first key towards being a better human being. So when you're aware, you can catch yourself making that mistake. And then yes, you can do your best to avoid it. Because at the end of the day, like they say, to err is human. We will make mistakes, whether you like it or not. But the name of the game is, make sure that whatever the mistake is, you learn to overcome that and try your best not to repeat it. No? Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this observation of mine, that we only notice the good. We only notice the bad and we remember it. The good we forget very easily. And yes, even in your office or your workplace or even with your friends, they will remember the bad very, very easily. The good people forget. And like they say, it's lost in the sands of time. Poetic. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. So feel free, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. It's me signing off. Chal man.